The Pumpaction Blaster was made in 2000 and was distributed by Thrustmaster, which is a division of Gilmo. It was made for the Sony PlayStation, on which it supports normal gun mode and gun con mode. As the name already gives away, its standout feature is the pump-action handle on the front of the gun. The Pumpaction Blaster isn't the only PlayStation light gun to sport this feature. Other examples include the game-made Cyber Light Gun and the VGA Sniper Rifle. Looking at the Pumpaction Blaster, one can clearly see that it was derived from the Logic 3 Protector series of light guns, which resembles the Beretta 92. Sadly, it is nowhere as good as its design roots. The gun is sturdy and the shell shows some fine details. The side picture is clear and very usable. The reload handle is backed up by a very strong spring and therefore is difficult to operate. Luckily, its function is redundantly mapped to the fake safety lever on the left hand side of the gun, which can be actuated in two different directions. Both reload buttons often fail to react when being pressed. When working, each single button press results in reloading twice. On top of the safety lever is the start button, which is the only button on the gun to use a rubber dome actuator. All remaining buttons rely on push button switches. The trigger is no exception. It is very clicky and tactile, but also rather stiff. The button on the right hand side of the gun is labeled special. On the left hand side of the gun is a switch that selects the fire mode. Normal, auto fire and auto fire plus auto reload are the available choices. The player can program the magazine capacity by putting the gun into the so-called set mode with the mode selector. All fire modes don't work very well. The normal fire mode sometimes shoots twice for a single trigger pull. The two auto fire modes sometimes fail to notice trigger inputs. The cadency of the auto-fire can be set to one of 3 speeds on a dedicated switch at the left-hand side of the gun. The gun mode selection is rather unconventional on the Pumpaction Blaster. Instead of a switch or a latching button, 2 normal buttons, each with a dedicated status LED, are located below the backside. Each button corresponds to a gun mode. In normal gun mode, the accuracy is bad, but the precision is good. On the left hand side of the screen is a dead zone. In this mode, the 2 reload buttons are mapped to off-screen shoot reloading. In G-Con 45 mode, the accuracy is decent and the precision is still good. Sadly, additionally to the dead zone on the left hand side, this mode has another one on the bottom of the screen. Even worse, the gun's sights are so far off from the optical path of the light sensor that the gun can just be calibrated in time crisis-like games if the player introduces a big offset. In gun con mode, the special shot button acts as B, whereas start and reload act as A. Personally, I don't like the Pumpaction Blaster. To me, a pump action on a pistol indicates a severe lack of mechanical understanding from the designer. What ruins this gun for me is the stiff trigger, the dead zones, the calibration issue and the suboptimal performance. Most light guns distributed by Thrustmaster are good and therefore I was quite surprised by this outlier. I can't recommend this controller and refer people who like the general look of the gun to the Logic 3 Protector series. I like the design of the box a lot. The black outline around the gun makes the image pop. Curiously, the German translation mistakes the pump action handle for a slide. The statement on the back, which claims a 100% compatibility to all PlayStation 2 light gun games, wasn't a lie at the date of release, as the Virtua Cop and Point Blank collections came out later. This is the end of the review. My name is Ben. I thank you for viewing.